Yeah, I was also wondering who is this Mark Lifman? Bruh. Some underground gang boss, me bro. I didn't know that. Yo, nah, me bro. This stuff just happened in the movies. This bro was pew down at garden something more. But yeah, that's all I know. I saw TikToks about it. So yeah, I wanted to check who this bro is. But yeah, let's just watch it, bro. Let's see.
Greetings everyone, don't forget to hit that like button for this video to
Oh,
get
yeah, it's a
recommended. Now let's
marvelous
get
thing.
to it.
Who's this?
Mark
yeah,
Roy
it's a-
Lifman was born in Cape Town, raised in Rondebosch until he was 12, after which his family
It's not how you say around the bush. Nah, I'm gonna laugh because this is not in the South African accent, bro.
was born in Cape Town, raised in Rondebosch until he was 12, after which his family relocated around the mountain to Sea Point. His mother, a schoolteacher, instilled in him a foundation in education,
Mysterious
though
ones.
academics didn't captivate young Mark. He attended Temple Israel, embraced his Jewish upbringing, and celebrated his
Temple Israel. You thinking what I'm thinking?
bar mitzvah. By the time he matriculated from Sea Point Boys High School in 1984 at 17, he had already begun to demonstrate a distinct blend of confidence and ambition. From these humble beginnings, Lifman's business acumen began to take shape. Soon, he expanded his sights beyond confectionery, moving into the real estate sector. A family member invited him to partner on a development project selling houses in Blue Downs, a township where he saw the potential for growth. To boost sales, he arranged minivans to transport factory workers, primarily first-time homebuyers, to viewings. His efforts were successful. He managed to sell up to 30 houses per month during that period.
Wow.
After establishing a foothold in real estate, Lifman expanded his acquisitions into Eerste River, Koels River, and Brackenfell.
See, this bro put you another name, bro. I'm not even focused on the story at hand here. The bro just said Koels River. Okay, I must calm down. I must calm down. Okay, I must calm down now.
Lifman expanded his acquisitions into Eerste River, Koels River, and Brackenfell. He found affordable properties, typically around 20,000 Rand each, and took on the cost of repairs to enhance their value. This endeavor would soon introduce him to Jerome "Donkey" Buysen, a connection that would prove both strategic and controversial. In 2001, Lifman purchased 3 properties in Delft for a mere 10 Rand each.
Wow.
However, when he began renovating one of them, the former owner returned, accompanied by a mob of gang members, and reclaimed the property by force. Faced with the intimidation, Lifman reached out to his friend, Andre Naudet, a well-known bouncer, for assistance. Andre offered an alternative solution, suggesting someone who could handle the situation discreetly, Jerome Buysen. Their introduction was brief but effective. After hearing the details, Buysen made a few calls and, within hours, informed Lifman that the issue had been handled. The property was once again his to claim. Buysen, however, revealed he was in financial straits after a prolonged legal battle. Though he was then employed as a building inspector for the city of Cape Town, he was willing to assist Lifman in managing issues with tenants or owners who posed challenges in these volatile neighborhoods. At the time, Buysen's reputation in Cape Town's gangland was largely unknown to Lifman. Buysen, along with his brothers Colin and Michael, had become prominent figures within the Sexy Boys, one of the Cape Flats' most influential gangs.
Damn.
Lifman, however, claimed he was oblivious to these affiliations. He claims he had no idea, he thought. Jerome was just a council building inspector and a former rugby star. He's even in the Hall of Fame. To Lifman, Buysen appeared as anything but a gang figure. He said if Jerome sat here with you now, you'd never associate him with gangsterism. He claimed he's the most unbelievable guy, highlighting how their partnership had grown over nearly 2 decades. By 2018, their relationship extended beyond friendship. They were business partners, collaborating on various property ventures. One of Lifman's most notable acquisitions was the El Rio, a landmark hotel in Sea Point. In 2005, Sea Point was plagued by drug dens and prostitution, with the El Rio at the center of this troubled scene. After purchasing the property, Lifman spearheaded extensive renovations, which he credits as a pivotal moment in revitalizing the entire area. He said if people ask him where he made his real money, it was from property. He claimed he always wanted to make things better. Whatever he touched, he wanted to fix it. He didn't want to be a slumlord. His efforts paid off, and once the building was cleared of illicit activity, Sea Point's property values began to climb. However, Lifman's reputation became tarnished due to his connections with figures like Jerome and his business association with Yuri Ulyanitsky. Lifman recalled meeting Yuri at a poker club in Sea Point, where Yuri was involved in various ventures, including running a casino and a brothel. The two eventually partnered in several property projects, including the Fairmont Apartments. Lifman believed in Yuri's potential, attempting to guide him into legitimate business. He said they had some good projects going, but Yuri gambled. He gambled away everything he had. Their association would end in tragedy. Lifman was present at Yuri's birthday dinner the night Yuri, often referred to as the Russian, and his daughter were fatally shot. Rumors swirled that Lifman may have tipped off the shooters, but he strongly denied any involvement. He said he was with him at dinner. He left early. Yuri finished the meal, and his daughter was playing with clay they'd given her. This incident only added to the speculation surrounding Lifman, casting a shadow over his business achievements and further entwining his name with Cape Town's underworld. Also in 2001, the Jockey Club of South Africa banned him for life from any role in horse racing over claims involving two incidents in which jockeys were intimidated. In the late 1990s, the person who was regarded as the boss of Cape Town's nightclub security was Cyril Bika, a notorious figure with purported links to the police, intelligence organizations, and criminal gangs. Bika was associated with the Hard Livings, one of the most powerful Cape gangs, with an extensive footprint on the Cape Flats, and linked to nightclub security extortion in the city. Bika's hold over the extortion economy came to an abrupt end when he was gunned down in March 2011, and his assassination comes after he had a fallout with Radovan Krejcir. And Radovan Krejcir had met Mark Lifman before Bika's assassination. And attempts were made by remaining bouncer and security groups to merge their operations into one consolidated nightclub security grouping. What happened is not clear, but the initiative failed. The figure who later emerged as the strongman in the nightclub security scene was Mark Lifman, an astute businessman who, from his origins of owning taxis and a pie shop, would become a major property mogul. Lifman has had many brushes with the law, including charges of attempted murder, PDF file, and illegally operating an unregistered security company.
This is crazy, bruh. These stuff happened all under our noses, bruh. And some of it was kept quiet. I don't know what. Maybe I'm not the person that has been all over the news. Not all over the news, but watching news and stuff like that. But I've never heard of this person before, bruh. And it's crazy.
In December 2020, he was arrested in connection with the murder of Brian Stanfield. He consistently denied any involvement in criminal activities. Lifman had been key to the formation of a new amalgamated security company, Specialized Security Services, SPS, in November 2011. It was agreed that restaurant and club owners would be informed that the security services being rendered to them would remain in place despite Bika's death, and that only the name of the security company providing the services would change. A substantial number of clubs and establishments were linked to these security services. In January 2012, one of Lifman's close allies said in an interview that his company, SPS, was serving 146 clubs, employing about 350 doormen who were trained in karate and jiu-jitsu. But rivalries and backstabbing among competing kingpins in the bouncer industry led to SPS being shut down in February 2012. Following a spell of violence and assassinations in the Cape Town underworld, a lull ensued during which Lifman and his associates seemed to extend their grip on nightclub security in Cape Town. In June 2015, an event in Long Street caused a public outcry when a doorman at a popular bar, the Beer House, was stabbed to death. The doorman had been employed by the owner of Beer House, and it was suspected that he had been killed because those running the establishment had refused to pay protection money. In this environment of assassinations of
Wow.
people allegedly linked to underworld figures, gangs, and nightclub security, Lifman's status as the strongman of the nightclub security economy continued to grow. Meanwhile, his image as a powerful, well-connected person was reinforced by a photo that appeared in a Sunday newspaper in April 2014, showing Lifman attending a birthday rally for former President Jacob Zuma in Cape Town. The so-called Lifman Group would remain the dominant force in the club security and bouncer market for a number of years. But in March 2017, a new rival and strongman emerged on the scene to challenge Lifman and his group. Nafiz Modak, an ambitious operator, together with his associates.
Now that is a name I've heard before. Nafiz Modak. I heard it before, but I don't know what he's associated with. But I know it's dodgy things.
Contested the Lifman Group for control over nightlife security arrangements. Like Lifman, Modak was suspected of links to powerful criminal gangs. He was ruthless and had experience in the nightclub bouncer business. Modak's entry as a competitor punctured the relative peace in the nightclub industry. By 2018, the Modak Group and the Lifman Group were vying for control of nightclub and restaurant security. Modak set about taking over many of the security contracts previously linked to the Lifman Group and appeared to be gaining ground. Modak appeared to have the upper hand, but the scores between him and Lifman had not been settled yet. Importantly, this violent competition for security contracts is reflected in the horrific experiences of those who were being extorted by these two rival groups.
There's rivals man there, bro.
Lifman also had problems with the South African Revenue Service, SARS. About a decade ago, SARS investigated his tax affairs and he was hit with a 388 million rand tax bill.
Damn.
As detailed in The Enforcers, Lifman had countered that the investigation was based on intelligence gathered by what became known, via reports in the Sunday Times, as the SARS Rogue Unit. However, the Rogue Unit narrative turned out to be untrue, and SARS issued a statement saying it was based on false allegations. SARS was one of the casualties of state capture, and the Rogue Unit was viewed as a product or idea that captors peddled. In February 2022, it became apparent that Lifman was still embroiled in tax issues with SARS after City Press reported. Lifman wants the Cape Town High Court to prevent the tax collector from liquidating his property business. According to the indictment, by 2016, Lifman, Naudé, and brothers Jerome and Colin Boyson, leaders of the Sexy Boys gang, had established themselves as the dominant group in control of the nightclub and entertainment venue security, or bouncer industry, in Cape Town, and referred to themselves as the Brotherhood. However, friction began to emerge.
Wait, so the two brothers were on two separate sides, if you can put it like that, because the way he's putting this picture right here, with the one brother on the other side and the other brother on this side, with Lifman, and the other one with Modak. This is crazy, bro. I saw that those two on top, the two brothers' faces before in newspapers, but never that bro Mark.
In November 2016, after several altercations between Colin Boyson and Kishore Naidu, a close associate of Jerome Boyson and alleged member of the 27 gang. The state claims that, at the time, Naidu was playing a prominent role in the Lifman Group, extorting businesses in the nighttime economy. Naudé was tasked with negotiating a split between the Brotherhood and Colin Boyson. In March 2017, Jerome Boyson expressed concern that Colin Boyson had allied himself with Modak. According to the indictment, a meeting took place at the home of William Red Stevens, a slain leader of the 27 gang, in Kryfontein, to discuss the attempts by the new Modak Group to take over the CBD and Lifman's desire to regain control by force. Lifman stated that he would need at least 100 to 200 men and stressed that they would have to be extremely aggressive and intimidating to convince the nightclub and entertainment venue owners to turn away from the new group. On 9 April 2017, a group of men allegedly led by Jerome Boyson and Naudé, some armed with firearms and wearing bulletproof vests, visited a number of nightlife venues in and around the CBD, intimidating customers and disrupting business before being ordered to leave the area by the police. According to the indictment, the
That's
Lifman group
crazy,
then
bruh.
changed tactics and set up a hit squad of 27 gang members to target the members of the new Modak group and its aligned establishments. Lifman and his co-accused denied the charges, pleading not guilty on all counts. In April 2021, a few months after Lifman's arrest, Modak was arrested in connection with the murder of SAP's anti-gang unit detective Charles Kinnear, who was shot multiple times outside his home in Cape Town in September 2020. Kinnear had been investigating a gun racket involving Modak and 8 high-ranking police officers.
Wow.
Modak faces an astounding 3,100-plus charges. According to the state, Modak is the leader of an alleged racketeering outfit, dubbed the Modak Enterprise, which was involved in police corruption and intimidation, extortion, and murder from December 2017 to January 2021, when he was arrested. The state also claims that Modak used members of the Terrible Westsiders and Junkie Funky Kids gangs to carry out hits. Modak has denied the allegations and pleaded not guilty to the 5 murders he is charged with. Both the Lifman and Modak cases were still in court, and their WSS a marked contrast in how the matters were being handled. Lifman and Jerome Buisson were released on 100,000 Rand bail, even though their charges include a Schedule 6 offense. Modak, meanwhile, was refused bail and is being held in Goodwood Prison. This would have implications for the groups attempting to gain the upper hand in the CBD's extortion economy. But then something huge happened in the beginning of November 2024. On the 3rd of November 2024, Lifman was reportedly assassinated in the parking lot of the Garden Route Mall in George, when he was ambushed by 2 assailants apparently lured there by a friend. He went without his usual bevy of security. Lifman's murder is a seismic event, and the implications could be enormous. For now, we can only speculate who backdoored him.
Damn.
At the time of his murder, Lifman was taking legal action against, among others, Randolph Jorberg, the owner of the beer house in Cape Town city center. Lifman was claiming damages of 1 million Rand. The beer house saga goes back many years. It was reported that a doorman, Joe Canyona, was murdered at the beer house in 2015, allegedly after Jorberg refused to sign up with a group offering services styled as security. At the end of July 2024, the beer house announced it was shutting because of matters relating to extortion. The investigative TV program Carte Blanche ran a segment on Beer House, and in an interview, Jorberg referenced Lifman. In an affidavit dated 21st October, Lifman asserted that Jorberg had defamed him through statements he made on Carte Blanche and social media posts.
This is crazy, bro. This is the first time I've heard about this guy, bro. And for some reason, why do I stumble across it on YouTube, bro? I was just scrolling on TikTok and there it was. And now it's on YouTube as well. Now that is crazy. Gang, bro. What the? My bro. In broad daylight, bro. His defenses was down. And they got him. They got him. Damn. Yo. Every day is news, bruh. This is news to me. He's an underground boss, big boss. Damn, in the open walking like that, that was a risky thing to do. But yeah, guys, there we have it. There we see who the person was that was unalive.